Hi, my name's Tony Fitzgerald. I'm a Parks Victoria Senior Ranger based up here in this beautiful Kinglake National Park. This afternoon we want to do a mindfulness walk. We've done some of this before in other parts of the park. Different sorts of environment, more like the cooler, damper fern gully. This afternoon this is a new area and I'm really looking forward to dropping in really quietly the way we do mindfulness walking in nature to experience this different sort of forest type. It's more of a drier, stringy bark ridge, and we're going to walk all the way down into a really beautiful valley that I'd just love to share with you. It's one of my favourite spots. I'll be demonstrating some ways of walking and experiencing nature. It's certainly not the how-to guide. There's so many different ways you can do that. I'd like to describe it as more of a stepping off point for further exploration. We'll be walking in a way that I like to sort of have a bit of an intent when I do these walks. Often allowing is a really good one, as well as being kind. It sort of goes with the slow walking, and we sort of can also have a feeling of respect too for the people that have walked this country for millennia. The Wurundjeri, they have been here for many thousands of years. I work with rangers that are Wurundjeri, and they continue to care for this country, and as you'll see as we walk through it, it's a beautiful country, so I hope you get to enjoy that. So here we are at our first stop on the Mount Sugarloaf Ridge track. We just want to get centred and present and connected to this earth. So breathing is a really good way of doing that. So let's just put our hands on our belly, abdomen region, and just become aware of when you breathe, what's happening down there. Generally you'll feel a little bit of an expansion as you breathe in, and a contraction when you breathe out. So we're not trying to force anything here. We're not trying to retain it, hold it, blow it out hard or anything. We're just allowing the breath to come and go as it is. But just note, how is it? Is it fast and rapid, shallow, or is it deep and slow? And that'll depend on what you've been doing on the way here. So become aware just as it rises and falls, as you breathe in and out. And you can even imagine the air coming into your lungs as you breathe in. Sort of feel it expanding every little space there is in your lungs. And then just allowing it to exhale. So you're starting to feel a bit more connected to this earth. You can even go further, and as you breathe in, feel it going right down to your feet, to where you're standing. So what I'd like to do now is to show you a mindful walk technique. It was demonstrated to me decades ago by a Buddhist monk, so I hope you enjoy this. Our mindful walk technique is really simple. We're just being aware of our heel when it touches the ground, and as we just naturally roll to the side of the foot and then onto the toes. So you can imagine you can sort of split that up into 3 different parts or just one. It really doesn't make any difference at all. But the main thing is just being aware of that contact. Heel, side of the foot and toes. So I'll demonstrate it. There's another very simple intervention that we make, and that's when we finish with the toes, we stop and just take a breath. Deep breath, little breath, shallow breath, doesn't matter. But we stop and take a breath and then start the next step. So it's very slow. We're not going a long way in a short period of time, but it's really about our quality of our walking, and it's step by step. So you might find as you're mindfully walking that once you settle into the gait and become aware, you'll find you just start noticing the feel of the breeze on your cheek, or the sound of an animal down in a gully. My gaze fell upon these little seedlings that are seedlings of stringy bark trees that have just germinated. We've got another mindful walking technique which I'd like to show and demonstrate to you. This one's really useful, I've found, if you're actually walking to get to a point, and it's kind of like sampling your route. So this track we're walking along here, it goes for about 2 kilometres. You could do it a number of different ways. You could actually walk for maybe 30 or 40 metres and stop and do it in a sequential way like that. Or you could just walk, and when you just feel the pull of, no, this is a good place to stop and see what's going on. It doesn't really matter, whatever appeals to you. It's just about exploring this place. Yeah, so the way we go about it is to take your walk. We'll just say 30 paces or thereabouts. And when you get to your point, and we're just walking in just a slower, mindful way. We're not breaking between our steps. We're just taking some nice slow steps. When we get to our point, we're going to do a scan. One scan is going to be visual, from shoulder to shoulder. And you might want to go a sweep along the ground and up above. And you can explore the way you look, whether you're looking with hard eyes or with soft eyes. And by that I mean, you can sort of pick out individual leaves and branches and trees, or it can be just a very soft gaze, where almost like a wash, where you're just picking up different shades of colour. Once you've done your visual scan, it's then using your ears to listen, do an auditory scan. And you might want to do this with your eyes closed, you might want to eyes open, it really doesn't matter. I prefer doing it with my eyes closed. There might be the wind tossing the canopy of the trees around. It could be a distant bird. And then just bring it back to present. And here you are. It might take a minute, might take 5 minutes, it's whatever. There's no rules with this. It's just about sampling this beautiful forest that we're walking through. Our little walk has led us down to the running creek. It's a beautiful spot, and it's late in the evening. And it can be really useful to be able to sit quietly. Just even 5 minutes can be enough. Often you just need that 5 minutes, maybe 10, where nature seems to come out. So what we'll do, I think is a really good way when I come to a place like this, is to listen. A little bit like what we did before with in our walk, but we're seated now. And similarly, we'll just very quietly take our listening from what's immediately around us. You can hear the stream bubbling away, and just push it out further and further. And then when we're ready, we can just bring it back in again. And you can allow the sound, a little bit like the water, it can just bathe you. You can just be swimming around you. Just allow it to just be immersed in it. Maybe feel for the textures in the sounds, the sharpness, of a bird's call, or even the trickle of the water. Some sounds are smoother than others. Just explore it as you see, as you feel. This is a place I come back to pretty regularly, so it's something maybe you could do yourself. Whether it's a nearby park to where you live or a place that you might visit regularly. If you've got a spot, you get to know this spot, you get to know the stones. This is my sitting spot. And you can see it and feel it and hear it in winter, in summer, high flow, low flow, early in the morning, late at night. And just you can see those changes that nature presents to us. There's something really special when we immerse ourselves in nature and see its changes and our changes as well. Thanks for staying with me on our walk this afternoon, where we've started from the ridge, did our slow walk, and then did our sampling walk where we walked for a bit, stopped, got present, had a bit of a sample of the soundscape that was going on and the visual that was going on. And then we made it all the way down to the gully, found my spot where we immersed ourselves into the world of that stream. And now we're coming back out. Night air is upon us, the sun's setting. I hope it's been helpful for you. I hope this has been a bit of a starting point or a kick-off for your own explorations. These are just suggestions. From here, one thing I do like to do when I come to the conclusion of a walk is just to check in and see if you can compare where you're at the end to where you were when you started the walk. Without fail, I find at the end of a walk, my heart rate is slower, I'm definitely calmer, I'm probably a better person to be around. Often that feeling of being fragmented that we can sometimes get when we're getting pulled from place to place, it just seems like things are more centred. To join me on a guided mindfulness walk in Kinglake National Park, or to take part in any of the other guided walks that Parks Victoria offers, check out the Parks Victoria website and look forward to seeing you out in the park soon. Thank you.